Compulsory. Required by law or necessity and mandatory. Compulsory vaccination. Compulsory schooling. Compulsory retirement. Compulsory insurance. In some nations, it is compulsory for adults to participate in community service programs. The school made physical education compulsory for all students to promote healthy living. Pragmatic. Practical and focused on real-world results. Pragmatic approach. Pragmatic solution. Pragmatic decision. Pragmatic viewpoint. A pragmatic approach is essential when addressing complex societal matters effectively. Pragmatic solutions often lead to the most sustainable outcomes in conflict resolution. Rigid. Stiff, inflexible, or strict in structure. A rigid structure. A rigid hierarchy. A rigid schedule. A rigid timetable. A rigid approach to problem solving often limits the potential for alternative solutions. The rigid structure of the corporate hierarchy stifles employee initiative and autonomy. Adverse. Harmful or unfavorable to a situation. Adverse effects. Adverse reaction. Adverse outcome. Adverse circumstances. The company faced adverse economic impacts due to unforeseen global market shifts. Prolonged exposure to harmful chemicals can have adverse effects on the environment. Prominent. Well-known and easily noticeable. A prominent role. A prominent figure. A prominent feature. A prominent celebrity. The prominent architecture of the building reflects the city's rich cultural heritage. The city is known for its prominent landmarks that attract a lot of tourists annually. Groundbreaking. Innovative or revolutionary in nature. Groundbreaking research. Groundbreaking discovery. Groundbreaking ceremony. Groundbreaking study. The groundbreaking study on sleep patterns has opened up new research avenues. The company's groundbreaking product quickly became a global leader in its industry. Inherent. Existing as an essential, permanent characteristic. An inherent risk. An inherent danger. An inherent characteristic. An inherent contradiction. Honesty and integrity are inherent qualities that should be valued in all professionals. Trust is an inherent component of strong interpersonal relationships in the workplace. Fundamental. Essential, or foundational to something. Fundamental obstacle. Fundamental problem. Fundamental question. Fundamental rights. The fundamental problem in the healthcare system is the lack of access to quality care. Education is a fundamental human right that should be accessible to all children globally. Archive. A collection of historical records or documents. An archive of photographs. An archive of documents. A digital archive. A historical archive. Researchers rely on historical archives to analyze past social and economic trends. The library maintains an extensive archive of historical documents and manuscripts. Exposure. The state of being subject to something. Exposure to risk. Exposure to danger. Exposure to chemicals. Exposure to ideas. Increased exposure to digital technology can have both positive and negative effects. The pivotal moment in the history of technology occurred with the Internet's arrival. Formulate. Develop or create a strategy or plan. Formulate a strategy. Formulate a policy. Formulate a hypothesis. Formulate a theory. The company must formulate a long-term strategy to expand into international markets. Economists need to formulate effective measures to reduce income inequality worldwide. Articulate. Express clearly and coherently in speech. Articulate speech. Articulate a point. Articulate clearly. Articulate in discussion. The spokesperson articulated the company's vision for future innovation and growth. She was articulate in presenting her research findings at the international conference. Humanitarian. Concerned with human welfare and social reforms. Humanitarian aid. Humanitarian crisis. Humanitarian relief. Humanitarian effort. The government must prioritize humanitarian efforts to address the refugee crisis. Many humanitarian aid groups are working to provide food to disaster-stricken areas. Pivotal. Of crucial importance, central to success. A pivotal role. A pivotal moment. A pivotal point. A pivotal position. The pivotal moment in the movie changed the characters' perspectives drastically. Technology plays a pivotal role in shaping modern education and learning methods. Secular. Not related to religion or spiritual matters. A secular society. A secular regime. A secular ideology. A secular democracy. Secular organizations work to address social problems without any religious affiliations. Secular laws govern the rights and responsibilities of citizens in democratic countries. Testimony. Evidence or declaration given under oath. A written testimony. A false testimony. A court testimony. An expert testimony. The defendant's testimony contradicted previous statements from other witnesses. Scientific testimony about the climate crisis influenced governmental policy changes. Abuse. To treat someone or something badly. Abuse of alcohol. Abuse of drugs. Abuse of authority. Abuse of power. Physical and emotional abuse can have lasting impacts on an individual's mental health. The abuse of power by government officials leads to pervasive corruption and injustice. Unpredictable. Impossible to foresee or anticipate accurately. Unpredictable result. Unpredictable situation. Unpredictable weather. Unpredictable consequences. The unpredictable nature of the stock market can cause significant financial instability. His unpredictable moods often caused confusion among his colleagues at the workplace. Fluctuate. To vary or change frequently in degree. Fluctuate wildly. Fluctuate in price. Fluctuate with demand. Fluctuate over time. Public opinion can fluctuate, particularly in response to political campaigns or scandals. Prices of essential commodities fluctuate, especially during times of economic instability. Deviation. Departure from an established custom or norm. Deviation from a path. Deviation from a pattern. Deviation from a rule. Deviation in behavior. A deviation in the experiment's results raised questions about the accuracy of the data. A deviation in temperature from the norm can signal significant environmental changes.